bum. Ba-da-da-da. A moon walked up to the Minecraft world, and he said to the grass in the world, "Hey, bum bum bum, got any builds? Bum 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 bum, bada bum." The world said, "No, we're just flatland, but it's vast and new, and it's flatland. Could you make it yourself?" The moon said yes. Bum 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 bum, bada bum. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. And he waddled away, waddle waddle. Waddle waddle. And that was the rendition of Moonlight memes and the duck song. Yeah, I really got nothing else. Building Birdwing today, so have fun with that, I guess. So in this particular video, I think I'm more specifically making a budgie wing because of all the colors. And fun fact, the actual scientific name for budgie is Munkariga, which I just learned, and I learned how to pronounce because searched it up, it didn't sound like a real word. But I actually have a story about a canary, which is not a budgie, but I also have some fun facts because I was interested. So apparently canaries can handle spice, probably better than some people. So, I guess they're stronger than some. You never know, Maybe they could maybe a canary can beat you in a fight or something. You never know, really. On that note, they're also territorial, not tutorial. Territorial, especially with males. So, if a yellow blob ever comes running at you, you might want to be scared because they could also fight you, so consider that. As well as, so canaries are also like a type of bird where the males are like the prettier, and they're also the only ones that sing. Females don't sing, which is funny as hell. And males, they probably sing pretty well. I've actually never heard a canary sing, so I'm just assuming they sing pretty well. As well, I have this fact sheet that I now need to refer back to because I apparently forgot. Oh, apparently they don't just come in yellow varieties, which is kind of crazy. I've never seen a blue variety canary, but there is, I guess. Yeah, that seems right. I think I've ended my fun facts note about canaries because I can't find anything else that are interesting. Also, listen to Canary in a Coal Mine by Crane Light. Don't plug. Also about the birdwing. Yes, a lot of building aside from that. So my story about canaries, I was at this place where they were kind of selling birds, and I saw this canary, and it's not really an exciting story. I was just, I walked up, looking at the birds, the budgies were nice, everything, and I saw this canary, and I'm gonna describe this canary. I am not body shaming this canary, only slightly, of course, but they were on the chubbier side. They were still cute, but not overweight, from what I know. Maybe they're just fluffy, just fluff. You never really know, do you? And not even kidding, the the canary had like a I mean stick hairstyle. It like was a mohawk or something, or was it fluffy? I think it was fluffy. It was more fluffy and mohawk. And I was like, huh. I didn't know there was competition hairstylers for canaries. Huh, that's interesting. So, I guess you probably want to hit up a canary hairdresser soon because I think they can do better job than some barbers, let's be honest. We've seen those pictures online. Those barbers, some are great at their job, some, I don't know. So, I'm not even kidding, the current build kind of looks like a chicken wing from KFC, but slightly dyed. I don't know what that says about my building skills, but that's what it currently looks like. But I got plenty more of the video. I'm sure it'll turn out better. Surely. Surely, right? Surely. I have been researching birds for like an hour. And here's my current results. So, I started with a couple intelligence tests and stuff, but let me start with the easiest thing is some Guinness World Records held by some birds. For example, the largest vocabulary a bird had, more specifically, is a budgie by the name of Puck, who knew a total of 1,728 words, which is pretty impressive and probably more than some people. And another Guinness World Record I found kind of easily, because I didn't feel like researching anymore, is most items identified by parrots in 3 minutes, booth held by a African gray parrot named Paulo, who did 12 in total, which is, I don't think some people can think of 12 words in 3 minutes. So, smarter than some birds. So, considering that. And on the topic of bird intelligence slash cognitive ability, some of the smartest birds include crows, African gray African gray parrots, ravens, cockatoos, blue jays, mungarageries, clink nutcracker, macaw. Don't know how to say that. Jackdaw, magpie, drongo, kia, red-billed chalk, western scrub jay, white-bellied tree pea, and woodpecker finch, which, some of them come in all shapes and sizes, and some of them you see on the streets. So I guess here's the moral of the story: don't judge a book by its cover, especially if they come for the streets, because they will remember you, and they will probably fight you. So talking about the bird wing now, I'm adding some glass feathers now because I had to think of a block that's, one, for some reason not exactly fully block shape or looks fully blocked, which I don't really manage here, or two, slightly transparent. I went slightly transparent, as you can see, and I also add some glass panes a little later, and also some shading with some black glass and such like that. So yeah, current bird wing. It's a little better looking, I think, now.
It was at this moment he knew. He f***ed up.
So you know how birds have hollow bones? I don't, and you're gonna find out. So, a while ago, my younger years, just imagine a day at school, peaceful, normal, maybe a little annoying, but pretty much normal. And, I was strolling down one day, having a great time, and, walking around, thinking about life or something. I don't know what you do as a student. And, well, I accidentally dropped something from my pocket. It was like a charm. But I didn't notice. Fast forward 2 minutes or 3 minutes later, I finally realized that I dropped something. I'm like, oh no. Oh frick, where did I put it? And before this, I had to climb a step of stairs and go down a step of stairs. And to properly find my charm again, I went full detective mode, aka retracing all of my steps all the way back to those stairs. And for the context of the story, I had to go down the stairs twice and go up it once. So I already went down it once before, but then trying to find my charm, I walked backwards, not like moonwalked backwards, but walked backwards, went up the stairs, looked around, peeked under the floors, above the floors, on the roof, all things a normal student can do. And then realized it wasn't there. And afterwards, maybe not very cautiously actually, I went down the stairs and I was kind of in a rush because I had places to be. Walked down. I'm a little bit clumsy. I'm not usually this clumsy, but I accidentally twist my ankle. And it was not a good twist because when you twist your ankle on flat ground, it hurts. When you're twisting your ankle on a stair, it hurts more. Somehow, I managed to not cry out in pain. I just walked down the stairs, continued, because I was in the middle of it. Didn't exactly want to roll down it. And after going back my steps a bit, finally found the charm, and I was like, you cost an ankle today. Just know, I don't appreciate you very much. And then later in the day, I got dirt in my eye because someone threw a piece of dirt. Side story, I guess, not very important, but something that happened in the same day because apparently I am a magnet of misfortune. So yeah, it's kind of something that I look back fondly because it is funny. Though humans aren't capable of flight yet, there has been people who have been making mechanical wings, like recently, or maybe not even recently at this point, but I found this website where it has an article called Articulating Mechanical Wings, and I looked through it, was actually pretty interested, and well, it's interesting, so, and it's wings, and it's birds, because video. So I have marked out a diagram of how the actual mechanical bird wing works, and here's the color code keys. So the red equals that it's parallel and equal. The blue, the yellow means that they're also parallel and equal. Purple means it can spin. Blue means it can move. So the actual explanation of how it works, axle number 1 in light blue, basically if that is taller, then the entire mechanism is closed, as demonstrated here. If axle number 2 in light blue is taller, that means the entire mechanism is open. And combine those two controls of the axles, that means axle number 3 moves up and down. So for example, if axle number 2 is taller, then this will be up, making the entire mechanism open. And the entire part in lime green has to be a parallelogram because it is parallel and equal. So that means they'll have the same angles and move the same way. So the actual explanation of how it works, the blue scribbles will move up alongside moving axle number 1 in hot pink, which axle number 1 connects to the other axle number 1, but the light blue one now. And because light blue connect to each other and they are parallel, connected, and equal, they will move the same way, and they will both move left based on hot pink number 1, and they're still parallel. And then connect everything else, the bottoms are still equal and parallel, and that's the entire bird wing extended, and a video to help understand my horrible explanation. So, recap. Current shape, kind of stout, and it's kind of unfurled, like about to take flight. Colors, we got gray, we got light blue, we got blue, and specks of gold. And this was the first day. So it's the end of the day 1 build process, and I was looking at it, and I decided it looked wrong. So I got some advice from some people I contacted, and in no particular order, they are anonymous gifter of knowledge from the skies, and an anonymous gifter of knowledge from the deep seas, and prison_dar. And some advice they gave in a particular order is to add more color, be less gray, okay, increase the light blue, change the shape a little bit because it looked wrong, and some texturing tips because I had literally no texturing. And combine these advices, I changed and made it better, I hope, and I hope you enjoy, and see you later. Now, we've all heard of bird phrases like night owl, but here's some more obscure ones. Give someone the bird, make them angry. As dead as a dodo, I wonder what that means. As the crow flies, relative distance in a straight line. Lame duck, when a politician is about to pass away, no, go off. Wouldn't say boo to a goose, when someone is easily frightened. Eat like a bird. I originally thought this was when people had a big appetite. No, it's the opposite, when people don't have much of an appetite. Use these now to confuse your local friends. 3, 2, 1. So this is the end. I hope you enjoyed. See you later. Birdwing, oh yeah, I'm on top of Birdwing. And there's Totoro without a back for some reason. This is the end. See you later. Have a great time. Have fun. Eat your water. Drink your food. Have fun. See you later. Bye bye.